National data shows that postpartum depression is common in Utah. A recent study by Term Life to Go found that postpartum depression is Utah's most Googled mental health concern. Ashley Henderson is a licensed clinical social worker. She owns Reach Counseling in South Jordan. She says a more inclusive term for postpartum depression is perinatal mood disorder. These disorders can occur during or after pregnancy.
A perinatal mood disorder encompasses anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, psychosis, and trauma.
Lena Buchanan, a mother of two, remembers the point when she realized she needed to reach out for help.
Specifically that day, I ended up having like one of the worst panic attacks that I've ever had in my life, and I was, screaming and yelling at my husband at 4 a.m, like obscenities and swear words, and that's just it was very unlike me to react that way to a situation, and I felt like I was losing my mind.
Feeling dismissed by her primary care physician about her symptoms, Buchanan contacted Reach Counseling, where she received intensive outpatient therapy.
Like being able to come and meet with therapists and talk through things and meet with other moms and other people who are going through the same thing or who have gone through the same thing was super helpful. It made me feel less alone.
Buchanan said that experiencing postpartum depression can be extremely lonely and isolating.
Becoming a parent is hard. It's so tough. And so I think that admitting that you need help or that you might need some expertise is not, I don't think that that's unwise to do.
She said there is definitely a stigma around perinatal mood disorders.
Like for me, I wanted to just kind of stuff it down, not deal with it, and think like I'm going to be fine. This is just a short period of time, like just muscle through it and you'll be okay. Because I didn't want to be perceived as weak or perceived as a mother who couldn't deal with it.
Mandy Nielsen is the social media and communications manager for the Healing Group and a mother of two. She said she was able to give birth to her daughter after a 3-year struggle with infertility and IVF treatment.
And I felt like I should be happy. And if I wasn't happy, I was doing a disservice to all the women that I knew in the infertility community, to all the people that supported me to get my daughter here, to my child, my older son that I already had. I felt like I wasn't being a good enough mother because I should be happy. I should be able to do this. I should be able to handle it. And I didn't understand that there's no shame in needing help.
For her, postpartum depression manifested itself through a lack of feeling strong emotions, anger, and postpartum anxiety.
For me, postpartum depression was really sneaky. I feel like I didn't understand at first that postpartum depression didn't mean feeling sad all of the time. For me, I felt very blah, like everything was gray. I should be excited and thrilled and happy or have any strong emotion. Like I just had zero strong emotion. Like I was just kind of neutral.
Nielsen said it wasn't until her daughter was 6 months old and her symptoms were continuing to worsen that she reached out to friends who helped her recognize that, though her symptoms were common, they were not normal. Heather Kunz is a licensed clinical social worker at the Salt Lake County Health Department. She said that if symptoms of the baby blues don't dramatically improve within the first 3 weeks after giving birth, it's likely that the mother is suffering from postpartum depression.
Past that, what does that look like? Is somebody having a lot of anger, sadness, irritability, guilt? Is this something that is going on and people, the mom, is she ruminating about something awful is going to happen to the baby and just worried all the time, constant worry, troubles concentrating?
Prescribed medication, exercise, time, and the support that Nielsen received from her family and friends is what she said got her through postpartum depression. She said new moms need support.
I'd like people to know that postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety and postpartum psychosis are common but not normal. So if someone is feeling that way, it's common. Lots of women feel that way, but it's not normal. It doesn't mean you can say, oh, it's just postpartum depression. You'll be fine. You need to make sure that they are getting help. And the more safe and loved you can help a person feel, the better off they will be in their healing process.
Nielsen said it's important to remember that postpartum depression is a medical condition that requires treatment from a medical professional.
Postpartum depression postpartum anxiety, postpartum psychosis, these are medical diagnoses. These are not things that can be taken away with more exercise or more faith or more prayer or more stick-to-itiveness. A mother can't will her way out of postpartum depression. And while faith and effort and trying all have wonderful and important roles to play in the healing process, they do not automatically heal a medical condition.
Suffering from postpartum depression doesn't mean that parents aren't also overjoyed to welcome their new baby, says Nielsen.
Women and men that have these new babies are happy and are excited and are joyful, and all of that can live inside them at the same time as postpartum depression and anxiety. They're not mutually exclusive.
Henderson says that friends and family should be aware and watch for certain symptoms, which can signal perinatal mood disorders.
One thing that they might notice is the mom or dad struggling to attach to the baby, or the infant struggling with bonding, really withdrawing from family and friends, not being able to sleep again when the baby's sleeping, not eating well.
Once they notice something, step in and help out, Henderson says.
So many of these women and men need help. They need someone to come over and bring them meals. They need someone to come over and sit and hold their baby so that they can get some sleep, and they can be reassured that someone is caring for their child so they can sleep. They need someone to just talk to and to feel like they can be honest with.
According to Henderson, perinatal mood disorders are the #1 complication related to childbearing, but they do not receive the attention they need.
It's something that is definitely being underdiagnosed, first off, not acknowledged, second off, not screened for properly or as well as we need to be yet.
She quotes Postpartum Support International's motto as advice she would give to parents experiencing perinatal mood disorders.
You're not alone. You're not to blame, and with help you will be well.
Kaylee DeWitt, ABC4.com.